And it says we should be live right now. Alright, I'm not sure on your side. Like I said, I can't see. So, greetings, fellow glitchlings. My name is Oddboy Glitch. With me,
my name is JNatural24.
the vice leader of the Glitchling Army, leader of the Glitchling Army, which is right here, right now.
Right, yes.
So, why this video? You must be asking, right?
That's a very good question.
Why this video? Of all videos we could be doing right now live, why this one? Well, I thought it would be nice to just kind of share with you guys what we're going to be doing in the future with both of our channels here. Both separately and this one in particular.
Right.
So, we're going to start with the vice leader himself. What are you planning to do with your channel?
Oh god, you put me on the spot, dude.
I'm sorry. You know I go with things with off script, you know?
Okay, well, I don't really have a lot going on my channel right now, but, I do have some things going on. Every now and then I post, Mario Kart videos or Crash Bash. Oddboy and I just played Crash Bash, so that video will also be coming in a little bit. I started my Let's Play for Transformers Fall of Cybertron, so if you guys haven't seen that yet, go ahead, look it up on the channel. So that's going on. In terms of recording the gameplay, it's actually finished, so I just have to go back and edit the videos, and I made a new intro that's got like a new font and everything. It's got new footage of games that I played in the past. It's got Parappa 2 in it, Transformers, Billy and Mandy, CTR, and then I wrapped it up with Sonic Unleashed again in the background while I showed my picture with the text that says my name. I was debating whether or not I would put my actual picture on there, or if I would use, just my avatar that I made with the transparent background. Because it was like, if I do the transparent background, then I could keep that intro for as long as I wanted to, and change, my picture as long as it still had that avatar. But on the other hand, I was like, well, if I use my regular background, then there's some stuff going on in the background. Sorry.
Yeah.
If I do my regular background, then it'll stay true to, what my channel looks like. So I think I'm gonna. So I use my regular background for JNatural24's intro. I may use my transparent background for a new intro that I'm thinking of for John's reviews, because I definitely want to redo that intro, because the last one I did was, let's be honest, very like that. So now that I know how to use CyberLink Power Director 13 like a boss, like a pro, or well, not pro level, but I've learned throughout my experience of using it. Now that I know enough, I figured I would redo my John's Reviews intro, and I may end up using my transparent background for that intro. So when I made the new intro, I sent it to Oddboy, and there was one thing that caught him, and I'm pretty sure that would catch a lot of other people in the first episode of the Transformers Let's Play. That is, what's that on your screen?
Oh, I'll take care of that. Keep talking, I'll take care of it.
So, I just want to make sure, because...
This is nothing. Go ahead.
Alright.
Good.
Okay, so, so anyways, I made an intro, I sent it to Oddboy, and one thing he caught on, which I'm pretty sure some people caught on in the first episode of the Transformers Let's Play, is that I didn't use the Junior Nitro 24 sound effect that I've been using since my itty-bitty days, like all the way back in, I want to say, January of 2015. It could have been December of 2014, but I don't really. It was somewhere around then. It was like as I was.
Time.
Yeah, it was like when I was starting. it was like when I was starting
And-
YouTube, pretty much.
And the same here, where I kind of almost started out too.
Yeah.
Where
yeah,
we
pretty
both
much.
kind of started crossing
I
over,
s-
kind of.
I started, well, my channel was originally created in May of 2012, and I passed my 5-year anniversary. I think I made a video about that. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's been 5 years since I created my YouTube channel. It's actually been 3 since I started making videos. Well, I mean, May 2012 saw my Family Guy video, but I had to take it down because it was, it was copyrighted, and Fox immediately jumped on it as soon as they could. I know this guy had like American Dad videos on his old channel as well
Oh, yes.
that he had to take down too.
And
because
Family
of,
Guy.
Yeah, because of copyright, Fox forced us to turn that shit down. So we took it down.
Yes.
And then I had a weekly blog thing that only lasted like 2 episodes way back in August of 2013. So if anybody remembers those, which you probably don't, yeah, I had those. And then Christmas of 2013, I got my first laptop, which was the Windows HP, or the HP Windows 8 PC that I should say, PC laptop. And I immediately was like, okay, this is where my YouTube career is going to begin. So I was using. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I was using mediocre recording material. I downloaded a thing called Microsoft Expression Encoder 4. It was a screen recorder that came with its own editing software, and that was not the greatest. Like, all the videos that I've done on that channel through that editing software were very choppy, especially when I played the PS1 games on my computer through EPSXE. I had the window like so large it covered up almost my whole screen, and the encoder just could not handle it. If you notice, like in one of my old CTR videos, like the frames, it would just like it's like freaking 10 frames per second, and it makes the video extremely choppy, and it also makes it look really terrible. Yeah, I don't know. I'm amazed at how long I managed to use that without, going, oh my god, this is fucking ugly, or who the hell is going to watch this? You know what I mean? So, as soon as I heard about Fraps, I was like, you know what, maybe I'll get Fraps further down the line. Maybe I'll keep it in the back seat just in case things go wrong. Well, it eventually came down to it where I was getting sick and tired of the encoder because, number one, I didn't have a product key at the time, so I had to do like separate bits here and there. And Oddboy, you definitely know this from Crash Bandicoot 2.
Oh, yes.
Every time there was, like, almost every time there was a pause in my Crash Bandicoot 2 Let's Play, it was because, I reached the 10-minute limit and I had to record another part and mesh the two together. And the fifth episode, or the fourth episode, I should say, the fourth episode, which was over an hour long, that was like 6 or 7 takes in one. And the thing about the encoder was that if you're on a time trial, which is 10 minutes, that 10-minute limit still goes, even if you pause the recording. So if you pause your recording, keep a separate timer with you when you pause the recording, because that timer still goes on, and it's locked away and it's hidden. You don't see it, but it'll keep going until you reach like 10 minutes in real time, and then it tells you, oh, your time is ended. If you upgrade, you can record for as long as you want. So it wasn't until like a little bit after I started using the software that I found a product key, and I was able to record as long as possible, and that helped us with Crash Bash, because neither one of us would have been able to reach the laptop. If you noticed, I had a hard time, reaching over to save state and load state, especially since I have to hold the fucking function key on my laptop, and I still have to on my new laptop. I still have to hold the function key to use the F buttons. But yeah, I mean, all those videos were just they were really poor. And then I got Fraps, and I was amazed at how well Fraps did. So I ended up using that instead. The problem with Fraps, though, was that if you noticed in like Tyrant King 10's videos when he used Fraps, how his voice had like a sort of weird sound to it. It's not the microphone. As it turns out, it actually is Fraps, because I used it and I noticed it right away.
Really?
Yeah. Like, if you've seen my Golf It video and watched all my other videos, like, if you watch videos that I captured with Elgato, and then you watch my Golf It video, which I recorded through Fraps, you could definitely tell the difference between how I sound on Fraps and how I sound on Elgato. Elgato picks it up cleanly, where Fraps is like... it's set to a different setting that doesn't make it sound good, so that's that. And I found another software called iSpring free camera recorder thingy. I don't even know. I don't even know what the actual name of it is. It's so long, I keep forgetting. But it's a screen recorder. I gave it to Oddboy, and he used it for Wrath of Cortex.
I used it for about a while.
Yeah.
I say a good half a year.
Mm-hmm.
I said probably actually a year, right?
Almost, yeah.
Almost a year, yeah. And then I kind of...
And then you discovered Bandicam, and you got that. So... And Bandicam works really well for him, because I've seen videos on YouTube where people record with Bandicam, and they're like the worst videos ever. Like, look up Lord Minion 777's video on his Let's Play on Five Nights at Freddy's 4. He did that whole thing with Bandicam, and I couldn't even see the jump scares because it was so choppy. For some people, Bandicam works. For others, it don't. Oddboy's just lucky to be one of those people where Bandicam works.
Yeah.
So he has that. I have Elgato. When I record PC games or when I emulate games, I try to use the iSpring free cam, but that's kind of choppy as well. I mean, it's not as choppy as the encoder screen recorder. Like, it can keep up, but just it's not as good. Yeah. It doesn't do that well. So that's why I use Fraps. But the problem with Fraps is that a 10-minute video is fucking 4 or 5 gigabytes. Even with half-size 30 frames per second. A 10-minute video is like 2 gigabytes at least. And that is the one thing that sucks. But I guess, you know, when you convert it to Windows Media, then, you know, half of that is kind of, you know, removed. But, like, the 40-minute video that I did for Transformers, the raw Elgato footage is like 1.5 gigs, or maybe 2 gigs. Putting it into the editing software that I use, which is PowerDirector, and then re-rendering it to Windows Media brought it down to like a little over 1 gig for 40 minutes. So, you know, Windows Media is good because, you know, the YouTube guy tells you to upload with like MP4 or AVI or whatever, but every time I upload an MP4 it says, make sure you upload video formats that are, you know, more supportive. And I'm like, wait a minute, you told me that MP4 is recommended, and you're telling me this? So, oh, your screen went black. Is it still going?
Let me think.
I just want to make sure.
Come on. Yeah, it's
okay, still going.
No.
Alright.
Don't worry about it.
I just want to make sure.
Make sure so that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, so, you know, that happened. And, shit, I completely forgot what I was talking about. Fidget spinner.
Yeah.
That's what I was messing with.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
You don't hit the microphone, come on.
Oh my god.
Come on, man.
The fidget spinner doesn't know its own strength. Okay. Alright. So, anyways. So, the Junior Nights of 24 sound effects. I said that before I got off topic.
Yes. Way off topic.
I know. So, I went through a whole fucking Bible. Anyways, so going back to the topic at hand. I didn't use the Junior Nights of 24 sound effect before. When I did the Junior Nights of 24 sound effect, I took when Jack Black said Junior in the drive-through song, which isn't really a song, it's like a skit, but whatever, fuck it, call it a song because it's a song.
Because it's on an album and whatnot.
Yes.
So.
So when he says, "Can I have a Junior Western Bacon Cheese?" I took the part where he's like Junior.
Yeah.
And I just cut that. I did this all in the encoder software, so yeah. So I went. So in the beginning he goes Junior, and then for the Nitro part, I actually took the part when Jack Black says Nitro in the Car Chase City song.
Yeah, that's what
it took me a while to figure out the name of the song. Car Chase City, which you may remember, is responsible for the "What the fuck are you doing?" sound effect.
Yeah.
But yeah, Car Chase City is from the movie Pick a Destiny. There's one part where Jack Black says Nitro before.
It was like part of the song.
Yeah, before Cones went into the guitar solo.
Yeah.
He's like Nitro, go, and so I took the Nitro part. So now he says Junior Nitro, and then the 24 was self-explanatory. I grabbed the clip where Patrick said it and just put it in there. Here's a fun fact: before Power Director, I actually got the 24 sound effect from somebody's old camera. So that's why it sounded like very quiet, and it was like 24. It sounded like somebody was in the background. So it's like Junior Nitro, and then 24. I eventually fixed it when I got Power Director, and I was working on a new intro, which was all the shots of like Crash, Cortex, Spyro, Sonic, Billy, Mandy, Blue, and all those other random things that I instantly regretted doing. But it had the Junior Nights of 24 sound effect, but I updated when Patrick said 24 to like the actual footage of the episode, like directly, so it was clean. It was like directly from that episode, so you could actually hear Patrick go 24. So yeah, that happened. And then recently, when I made my new intro, which was literally done overnight, not last night, but a couple nights ago, I did this after coming home from work, which was about 11 o'clock. Anyways, yeah, you know how that is. Anyways,
damn those 11 o'clock shifts.
Nighttime editing is the best. Anyways, so I was making the new intro. That's when I did like different transitions this time instead of the same one, to give it a little more vibe, I guess you want to call it. And I used a better clip of my Sonic Unleashed Let's Play when I went through Rooftop Run, which is one of my favorite Sonic levels ever, and still will be, because I know it like the back of my hand. So I did that, and I used the part where I was quick-stepping through all the different buildings. I don't know if Abel remembers. Well, you had to remember. You did the intro thing.
Yeah.
So I made the intro. I put a text that said YouTube Presents at the beginning, which is what I did in my previous intro. I took the MakerGen thing out because Maker Studios actually sent me an email and said you don't meet the requirement of having at least 1,000 subscribers in order to get profits. So tough shit, but you know. So for the longest time, I put like Maker Studios like logo in my intro, so that's why it said in association with Maker Gen during my intro. But I took that out because, you know, I'm not at 1,000 subscribers yet, which I'm hoping to get pretty soon. I'm not telling you to subscribe, but you know, if you want to, go ahead. But anyways, so I got rid of that. It only says YouTube Presents at the beginning, and then when it cut to, so I had like the regular transition between Parappa and Transformers, and then I had like a different kind of ripple transition between Transformers and Billy and Mandy, and then I had like a bunch of line splitting things between Billy and Mandy and CTR, because I wanted to show like CTR as much as possible while keeping in sync with the background music that I use for the intro, which is still Tex Abomination by Techno X. If you want to look it up, it's a really cool song. I know Oddboy uses Techno X's music in his stuff.
In my end screens.
Yes, exactly. Techno X is probably the best royalty-free music you'll hear. If you're familiar with outdoor 8-bit skating, that's Square Eye Jack's intro music and outro music for that matter. If you're familiar with I'm Everywhere, that's Jacksepticeye's outro music. So yeah, everybody's using Techno X pretty much. So I used Tex Abomination in my intro, and I still do. And I put the picture of my avatar on there, and I had text sliding up with my name, and then it slid back down with the picture fading out. And then I kept Sonic Unleashed at a blur effect, and then I eventually faded that out to black. And then once I finished it, I gave it to Oddboy, and he noticed right away that the old GNHL 24 sound effect wasn't there. So what he did was, he said he went ahead and did YouTube Presents with his Announce-tron, and then using a special app on his iPad, he used
auto-tuned my own voice.
Yes,
and just kind of sung his.
He used the Daft Punk auto-tune to sing my name, and he sent it to me, and I was like, I fucking love it.
I didn't
this
know
is
he
awesome.
The true story behind this is I didn't think he'd like it that much. I actually thought I was just fooling around for a minute. I just wanted to say, you know, like, well, because they kind of wanted to replace something, make something a little new.
Well, I mean, since we're part of the Glitchling army, I might as well like do something. And since I'm using your intro on my channel now,
yeah.
So I figured this was a nice way to, you know, to put the icing on the cake, basically. So now the Announce-tron is on my channel doing the YouTube Presents thing, and then
also on mine.
Yes,
because he does the warning viewer discretion is advised
for So yeah, which has been part of your channel for a while.
A long while.
Ever since you discovered Movie Maker.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So, anyways, so that happened, and you know, we just went from there. And then I recently updated my outro, so instead of saying click one of these at the top, it still says click one of these, but I added a thing that said our channels on the bottom left, and it says previous video on the bottom right, and then on the top right, I have a little title that says card, which is where I put my card for Redbubble, where you can get, you know, burrito powered t-shirts and whatnot. Yep, he wore the shirt for such an occasion. Didn't even know it was going to be popping out.
Love the shirts.
Yes.
Really do. And I even got it, so it's my signature color, purple.
Yes.
There's other colors, by the way. You don't have to choose purple. Don't worry.
Yes, there are.
You know?
I made sure there were other colors available on Redbubble. So
the default color is blue.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm wearing Star Wars. I didn't wear mine. I honestly don't know where mine is.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well, I found my Square Eye Jack shirt after like a long time, because I didn't know where that one was either, and then I found it, and I was like, oh hey, I remember this shirt. So my Burrito Power shirt is, I still have it.
MIA, missing in action. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so the outro was the same. I blurred the background footage, which is the footage that is taken from the game that I played or whatever I was doing. So I put click one of these at the top because that's still there. And I mentioned this in a Transformers video. I found the font that Vicarious Visions used for the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy. And for those who want to look it up, it's called CC Zoinks. So if you want to get it, there you go. You can look it up right now if you want to, and pause the stream, then come back if you want, or you can keep listening because it's just us talking. So I found the font and I used it in my intro and outro, and it looks super sweet. It's also the number 1 and number 2 in the thumbnails for my Transformers Let's Play. I will continue to use that font for quite some time, actually. I don't know if I'll find a better font, really, because I like this one. It's super cool. It's cartoony, like what Crash Bandicoot used to be.
I want there to be a Billy and Mandy font. That would be cool.
Could happen.
Yeah.
It could happen.
Yes.
So, anyways, so the outro music I kept the same. For the longest time, I was using music from the YouTube Music Library. So that's why it was called Dub Zap. I don't even know why. And then I had another one called Mountain Zap, which I used for my outro music, and neither one of them I really enjoyed all that much.
Yeah.
So
YouTube doesn't really have very good music.
Yeah, I know. That's what sucks.
That's
but anyway, so my outro music is Fly Away, no copyright sound version, by Chris Talk. And I discovered the music during a intro compilation that I was watching. It was like top some odd videos or some odd intros on YouTube. And I downloaded the intro pack and it came with the song. So what I did was I deleted everything else, but I kept the song. So now I use that song in my outro music, and I cut it to the part where it like the beat drops and it's like black, and then the guy goes, "And we'll fly." And I can't sing. So anyways, so I play the part where he goes "and will," and then I pause it, and then wherever the time thing is, I keep forgetting what it's called. The playhead. Yeah, it's playhead. I grab my video, replace it where the playhead is, and then when the footage comes back, that's when the beat drops. So I wanted to do that, and I thought it was pretty cool. I know some other YouTubers do this, Square Eye Jack especially. So I blurred the effect on the video. Click one of these, art channels, previous video, card. And then I just put my end screen in there. And I'm going to tell you right now, the end screen has definitely made life so much easier. No longer do I have to worry about annotations. And YouTube is actually getting rid of annotations very soon. Those that have annotations will still have them, but new videos will only have end screens, which people are already using anyways. So, yeah, when I first saw them, I was like, oh, this is really cool. And then I figured out how to put them on my videos, so that's what I do now. So now that I'm doing a better job at editing, and now that I'm no longer lazy, well, I'm still lazy, but when I edit my videos, I make sure that they look as good as they can, and I also make sure that my intro and outro are in there, with the exception of some videos like that Crash Bash video where I was like super quiet because everybody else was sleeping. I decided to not put my intro or outro in that video because it was just me being quiet throughout that entire video. So I did that, and I uploaded a test video so everybody could see it. He's seen it, Sterling saw it, 251 GNR saw it, and everybody liked it. Dudevark18 saw it, and he liked it too. So I was getting all this feedback, and I'm like, okay, so, everybody's going to like this outro when it's in my future videos. So I went ahead and deleted that channel. Or, not that channel. That video!
Yeah.
God, if I deleted that channel, that would have ruined so many lives, probably. those that just subscribe to me, what the fuck? I just found out about this guy and then he leaves. Yeah, because that's how YouTube works. Anyways, so, you know, I uploaded it to only... I published it as unlisted, so when I shared the link to everybody, I only sent it to those, you know, on Skype. So that's how he got it, that's how Sterling got it, that's how Sammy got it, that's how Michael got it, that's how a lot of people got it. I sent it to Pat Strikes Back, but I'm pretty sure he didn't see it, because what the hell does Pat Strikes Back do on Skype anyways? Probably nothing. So anyways, so I heard the feedback and I saw some comments and I was like, okay, so people are gonna like this then. So I deleted it and I put it in the rest of my videos, and you know, everybody's been liking it so far. The fact that I only got 4 end screens to work with means that, you know, there's not a lot to work with. So that's why I put our channels and previous videos. So I could put my channel, Oddboy's channel, and our channel, the Glitchling Army, all in that one section, and then I could leave the other section, previous video, for itself, and the previous video would just be like that. For Let's Plays, probably gonna still do the previous video from, you know, that video. So you'll see like Transformers War or Fall of Cybertron #1 is going to have that Crash Bash video as the previous video, and then the next one is going to have the previous video as the first episode. I'll keep doing that from there on out. I won't do like most recent upload because, you know, that tends to have problems. So, and I don't like doing that because that constantly changes, and I don't like constant changes. So
yeah.
So I left that as that, and then I put my card in for, you know, Redbubble, where you can get Burrito Power T-shirts, which are still there. I still have cards, so, you know, you got money and you want a T-shirt, get that. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You'll definitely be glad you did. Because not only will it get you ready for the Insane Trilogy, but it also has a familiar quote that iBoy mentioned a bunch of times if you're familiar with our Crash Bash Let's Play.
Oh, yes, the Crash Bash. The infamous, you know, or should I say now famous, you know,
yes.
You know.
There you go. There it is.
You know.
In action.
Live.
Yes. Yes.
You heard it later live. I'm the one behind it, you know.
Yes. So, so that's that. And so, now on to what we were really going to talk about, which was what we have planned.
What we have planned, you know, the future, yeah.
Is that another Avast thing?
Avast, I got it.
I just want to make sure that we're still live and nothing's interfering with this.
No, everything's fine.
Okay. So anyway, what's next for my channel? Well, I'm still doing Fall of Cybertron. Like I said, the footage is done. I'm done recording it. I just have to edit. And once the editing is done,
he's done recording it.
Once the editing is done, then it will get uploaded. Stop.
I can't help it.
So once that's done, then it'll get uploaded and it'll be on YouTube and whatever. My goal is to get it all done before the Insane Trilogy comes out. Because once that comes out, then that's going to be my next Let's Play. And I will do all 3 games. Crash 1, Crash 2, and Crash Warped in their entirety. Again, I'm not sure if the relics will be a requirement in 1 and 2. I'm assuming not. Maybe it'll just be like a thing put to the side. Because they said they're going to have online leaderboards. Right. So, you know, everybody's going to try and beat each other's time. And I don't really know how that's going to work with the first and second games, because the relics weren't introduced until Warped. So 1 and 2 will probably get them as like a side thing that you could do, and that wasn't really a requirement for 100%. So, you know, hopefully that's the case, because I certainly do not feel like going through Crash Bandicoot 1 and having to get platinum relics, or gold for that matter, because that game, well, all three of them for that matter, were designed with the idea of patience in mind. And once time becomes a factor, there's no patience. So, yeah, it kind of sucks. It will suck if
Will suck.
if the relics become a requirement in the first and second games, but I doubt it. Maybe it'll just be like something put to the side. I know the third game there'll definitely be a requirement, because Warped had you like collect all the relics in order to unlock certain levels, and you had to unlock them anyway. You had to get them anyway to get the 106% ending. 106% is if you get all gold at least, which is the same as the regular 100% ending. So, I mean, there's really no point to getting all gold at least for the 106%. I think it's just for the benefit of having 106% show up on your save file. And who wants Sapphire? That's insulting.
Yeah.
So yeah, the same can be said for CTR. With CTR, you get 100% if you have one Sapphire relic, and if they're all at least gold, you get 101%. It doesn't change the ending. You still get the scrapbook at the end, regardless of getting the Sapphire relic. But then again, who wants Sapphire? And who wants gold, for that matter, in CTR? Because with CTR, Platinum is, easy breezy because you're going fast. And you want to go fast.
Yes.
It's a real time trial, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing about CTR. It's time trials.
Yeah.
Entropies was super easy with the correct character. But Oxide was like, wow. The staff really worked, as hard as they could to seem like actual pros, when they were doing an Oxide's best times. Because those are the hardest. Never in the history of time trials have I seen something just as difficult, if not more difficult. I guess you could excuse Mario Kart Wii's staff ghosts, but let's keep in mind that Nintendo's got 50 million people working on games, so out of those, probably 25 million, half of them, if not, 75%, are pros at the games that they make. So, yeah. So, the Insane Trilogy, definitely going to be a Let's Play when it comes out, because I pre-ordered it on my PS4. And with that, I got the themes.
Yeah.
Sunset Vista and Barrett. And I also got the avatars, which if you're a friend of mine on the PS4, you'll see. It's the old Crash Bandicoot, which is nice, because the new Crash Bandicoot didn't look that well. The polar icon didn't look good either, and I didn't like the Aku Aku avatar either. So I just stuck with the original Crash avatar. So, that was that. And, in terms of the Insane Trilogy, Entropy and Engine's voices are both from Wrath of Cortex, but they got way better treatment than they did with Traveler's Tales.
Oh, yes.
Vicarious Visions definitely steered them in the right direction in terms of their characters. Especially Corey Burton with Engine, because Brendan O'Brien wasn't available to do it, Quentin Flynn wasn't available to do it, and I'm going to be honest, I'm so glad it's not Nolan North doing the voice for Engine, because that's a completely different Engine in Tag Team Racing Titans and Mind Over Mutant compared to the old Engines. So I'm glad they got Corey Burton back, and I'm glad they steered him in the right direction this time around, because Wrath of Cortex was laughably horrible.
Terrible.
The dialogue was just, it was bad.
Yeah.
And I hear a lot of people say, well, how come Clancy Brown isn't back in the Insane Trilogy? Well, here's the thing. Ironic to, his voice for Mr. Krabs, Clancy Brown is a money type person.
Yeah.
He wants a higher profit than your average everyday voice actor. Ironic, isn't it? considering he plays a cheapskate in a kids' TV show.
Mm.
So that idea was eventually like thrown out the window. It was like, Clancy Brown wasn't even going to come back anyways, so well, I could tell after Crash Nitro Kart that Clancy Brown was seeing the end of his Cortex days, and Uka Uka as well, because Uka Uka had to be replaced. I'm pretty sure Uka Uka is voiced by Alex Hernandez again, who was the voice of Uka Uka in Skylanders Imaginators and in Twinsanity. He does a much better job in the Insane Trilogy than he did in the other two, because I thought Twinsanity was kind of eh.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Debbie Derryberry is coming back to play Coco.
Very.
Lex Lane is coming back to play Cortex. Jess Harnell's coming back to play Crash. And this time around, Crash isn't an annoying fuck like he was in the previous games. Vicarious Visions, took care of that right away, and they told Jess Harnell, Crash isn't going to be annoying this time. So try to tone it down. And he did, and it worked. So, Jess Harnell being back, that's a plus because, like I said, Vicarious Visions definitely steered those guys in the right direction. Especially those coming back from Wrath of Cortex. As it turns out, Michael Ensang was not Entropy's voice in Wrath of Cortex. I thought he was, because he was like the only Entropy for as long as I can remember. And I didn't know it was somebody different in Wrath of Cortex until I saw a Time Twister message very recently that occurred with Entropy in the Warped remaster, which has Entropy's voice from Wrath of Cortex, and it wasn't Michael Ensing. That surprised me, because he was the original Entropy in the third game in CTR, in Nitro Kart, and in Twinsanity. So I was under the assumption that nobody else played the voice of Entropy other than him, because he's been around for the longest time, and I thought he was the only Entropy voice because, he was in Wrath of Cortex, and, he didn't make any other appearance after Twinsanity, so I thought he was the only voice for Entropy until I found out it was somebody different in Wrath of Cortex. I did not know that. I could tell, it was I could tell Engine was different in Wrath of Cortex because, it was bad. So, I'm very glad to see that Corey Burton definitely got the right treatment from Vicarious Visions, because obviously Traveler's Tales ruined that. So good job by Vicarious Visions. The whole thing looks really nice. So anyways, so that's coming up. Lex Lyon's coming back as Cortex. Jess Harnell's coming back as Crash. Debbie Derryberry's coming back as Coco. There will be other various voices throughout the game. I'm pretty sure Embryo's voice is the same as Minerva Mutant. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, yes, it is. So that's the same, which is okay, because I'm okay with Minerva Mutant Embryo, because his voice is actually funny, and he also breaks the fourth wall when he says, "I was in the first game!"
Yeah.
Which is a true fact.
Yes.
Rio was in the first game. He was the original before Engine. So seeing Embryo come back and getting the right treatment, especially this, it's super awesome. I just wish I had that font as CC Zoinks. If I had found it sooner, I would have used that font instead of the one that you see on the shirt. I probably could update it.
That's true.
And put it on Redbubble, but then again, you'd have to buy a separate T-shirt, and so would I.
That sucks.
Yeah, exactly. And we're not doing that just yet.
Yeah.
So
we'll think about it.
Yes, exactly. Anyways, Alex Hernandez, I'm pretty sure is the voice of Uka Uka in the Insane Trilogy. Greg Eagles is coming back as Aku Aku, and
woo!
The good thing about Greg Eagles this time around is that Vicarious Visions made him sound like Aku Aku and not like Grim. That was the one thing that definitely confirmed it for me, because I grew up with Mel Winkler. That was my Aku Aku. The original Crash games had Mel Winkler as Aku Aku's voice, and he's been the voice of Aku Aku up until Twinsanity. And then Tag Team Racing Aku Aku wasn't there. Neither was Uka Uka. It was the only Crash game where neither one of them were there. That's weird. But anyways, so during Tag Team Racing, and Tiny wasn't there either. So during Tag Team Racing, Aku Aku and Uka Uka were getting their voices replaced. Uka Uka was the voiced by John. I want to say DeMango. DeMangelo or something like that. Who you may know as the voice of Jake from Adventure Time or Bender from Futurama.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Uka Uka, or that's what it used to be in Titans and Mutant. And Greg Eagles ended up replacing Mel Winkler for Aku Aku. And playing Titans and Mind Over Mutant, whenever Aku Aku talked, it was Greg Eagles. How can you tell? Well, it's very simple. You watch Billy and Mandy, the two characters sound similar because it's the same person. That's what I didn't like about the Greg Eagles Aku Aku, was that it sounded like Grimm. And when I closed my eyes, I only pictured Grimm and not Aku Aku. But now when I listen to Aku Aku in the Insane Trilogy with Greg Eagles still, I close my eyes and I picture Aku Aku and not Grimm. Because Greg Eagles sounds more like Mel Winkler in the Insane Trilogy. And some people will consider that, like plagiarism or whatever. Like, what is he doing trying to sound like Mel Winkler? Blah, 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 blah. Just go back to sounding like Grimm. Blah, blah, blah. No, this is a good thing. You want him to sound like the original because that's what the game is trying to do. It's trying to recreate the original trilogy in the form of the PlayStation 4. So hearing Greg Eagles, sound like Mel Winkler when he's voicing Aku Aku is a good thing. I close my eyes and I picture Aku Aku and not Grimm. That's good.
Yeah.
You want that.
Yeah,
I don't want to close my eyes and picture Grimm. Because, that's another show that Greg Eagles does. Well, no longer, but yeah, did. I wish I could say does. Maybe sometime in the future I will be able to say that.
Maxwell Adams is still working on Dead Meat.
That's true.
That.
And he's got practically all of the Billy and Mandy voice cast with including Greg Eagles. Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe Billy and Mandy will see a future. Maybe not. I don't know. Maxwell Adams, if you're watching,
Adult Swim.
Possibly, yeah.
Please.
Which would be the best place to put it.
Because
Nickelodeon's going downhill with the exception of Loud House, and we all saw how successful Samurai Jack was on Adult Swim.
Oh yes,
what a freak! Like a talking penis.
My most favorite part, I rolled over laughing hearing that one. What a freak!
We were just eating Mark's Pizzeria, and then all of a sudden, what a freak! Looked like a talking penis.
Out of nowhere. I mean, as a person of me who's watched Samurai Jack before, I love Samurai Jack. I've watched season 1 all the way to season 4. And, after I saw season 5, and heard this, I was like, whoa! Did he just say penis?
Yeah, exactly.
So I said, okay, well, then I guess it can accept it. I mean, it's on Adult Swim, so it can say what it wants now.
Yeah, right. And blood could be shown too.
More blood and gore, more guts,
yes.
Stuff like that.
There was already a little bit of blood when it was on when it was on Cartoon Network.
Crash Network.
Crash Network, yes. Make that a thing.
Think about it.
Yeah, think about it, definitely. No, Cartoon Network. There was a little bit of blood in Cartoon Network, and you could definitely see that in other shows. How in Billy Mandy, when Irwin one time he did have a nosebleed.
Remember that one opening part from Powerpuff Girls where you punch him in the face and
yes, they bleed.
They bleed.
They bleed.
Yes.
Because back then it was okay to show blood in kids shows,
and kids loved it.
Exactly.
Nowadays,
who doesn't love violence from the Powerpuff Girls?
Nowadays it's like, oh no.
It's okay, Professor. I was an accident too. Yeah. For kids.
Yeah.
For all Nostalgia Critic fans out there watching this, that was a...
Yeah. I just realized we're getting off topic again.
Another... Yes. So, anyways...
Gigantic off
yes. So, going back to what I said, you know, you definitely... When it comes to remastering a game, you want everybody to sound as close to the original as possible. And Greg Eagles did just that when he was voicing Aku Aku, because I close my eyes now, and I picture Aku Aku. I don't picture Grimm, and that's good. Because I don't want to picture a character from a show in a game, because it's very... I mean, when you listen to a voice for a very long time from a show or a game or whatever, and then they appear somewhere else, then you close your eyes and you imagine the voice and you remember. So, you know, and it was actually shocking for me when I found out that Irwin's voice, Vanessa Marshall, was a miscellaneous voice in Rogue One.
Huh.
And I told you this.
Yeah, you just told me this.
And I saw the name and I was like, wait a minute, Irwin? Irwin was in Rogue One? So I thought that was pretty cool. I think Jennifer Hale was a brief voice in Rogue One as well. I can't remember. But Jennifer Hale was in like a lot of stuff, so I don't recognize her from being Gladys in Billy and Mandy. I recognize her from like other things that she's done. At first, I thought it was Kathy Griffin. At first, I thought it was Kathy Griffin. I'm not gonna lie, because she almost sounded like Kathy Griffin, but something else inside me said, no, it's not Kathy Griffin. And then I found out it was Jennifer Hale, and I was like, okay, I was right. It was not Kathy Griffin. But I hope you can see where I'm getting at with that, because, you know, if you really think about it, like, you listen to Gladys, I'm obviously talking about Billy's mom, if you don't know her name at this point. So I'm listening to Gladys, and, you know, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who thought that it was Kathy Griffin voicing Gladys, but, you know. So, Jennifer Hale, you know, I think she was a voice in Rogue One, I can't remember. Vanessa Marshall was a voice in Rogue One, so I saw that in the end credits, and I was like, oh, wow. I didn't even know Irwin was in this. So, I mean, you can't tell because she didn't use Irwin's voice, so I didn't pick up right away. And that's another thing. Tom Kane was in it, too. And Tom Kane did some various voices here and there. I think I saw James Arnold Taylor's name as well. You may know him as Ratchet.
Ratchet, yeah.
From Ratchet and Clank. He was also the voice of Leonardo from the 2007 TMNT movie. That's the other funny thing, actually. Both voices of Ratchet, that Mikey dude, and I keep forgetting his last name, and James Arnold Taylor. That Mikey dude played the voice of Mikey, and James Arnold Taylor was Leonardo, and they were both the voices of Ratchet. I mean, people forget that Ratchet had a different voice in the first game.
Oh,
because
the very original.
The very first game, yes, Ratchet had a different voice.
Oh, yeah.
Ever since the second game, it's been James Arnold Taylor. And you know what? Good on Insomniac for making that move, because I actually like James Arnold Taylor's Ratchet. It's more suitable to his character.
Yeah.
You know, they try to make him like a upbeat, easily enraged, you know, teenager. When really that wasn't what Ratchet was. He was just a free-roaming, you know, I do whatever I want, Lombax. And that's what James Arnold Taylor brought to the table.
Yeah.
And they just stuck with him ever since. And good on them for doing that. I have to take back what I said about Perceptor's voice in Fall of Cybertron. It's not Christopher Lloyd. I thought it was until I watched the credits again, and it turned out to be Jim Ward. Now, Jim Ward has done a few things here and there for cartoons and shows and movies and whatnot, so you may see his name getting tossed around here and there. And I said that D. Bradley Baker was in that game as well. I didn't find his voice, but I'm pretty sure he's there because he's practically everywhere when it comes to this shit. So I can't confirm nor deny that I was wrong about D. Bradley Baker being in the game, because there's a good chance he was. Cliff Jumper was voiced by Nolan North. who also voiced Raphael
Mm.
in the TMNT movie from 2007. So how about that? You get two turtles who are voiced by both voices of Ratchet, and then you get the hothead turtle, who was voiced by Nathan Drake from Uncharted.
Huh. Makes sense.
That's crazy. I don't remember Donatello's voice. I'll get back to you on that as soon as I figure it out. But yeah, when I first found out about that, I was like, wow, what a connection. That's so crazy.
Oh, what a connection.
Why am I suddenly seeing these names? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I thought it was pretty cool how Nolan North played the voice of Cliffjumper, because I actually do remember Nolan North being in that game. I just didn't remember what voice he was, and then I found out that it was Cliffjumper. And now seeing that, I can kind of see like the similarities between Cliffjumper and Nathan Drake, because they kind of sound similar. Well, of course they sound similar because it's Nolan North. You ever notice something too about Nolan North? With the exception of Engine, every character he's voiced has had red, at least.
Yeah.
Whether it be like on their emblem or like in their appearance, or just like for weapons they use, they've all been red. Cliffjumper was red. Raphael had the red mask cape thing.
Yeah.
And Nathan Drake, I'm pretty sure he's got a red weapon somewhere in his arsenal.
Huh?
So yeah, that's the other cool thing. Yeah. So there's a kind of consistency with the voice actors. Grey Delisle, especially the voice of Mandy. You may not know her as the voice of Mandy unless you're a diehard Billy and Mandy fan like we are. You probably wouldn't know. Like, people who are watching this right now probably are fans of the Fairly Odd Parents, and Grey Delisle is the voice of Vicky, who is Timmy's evil babysitter. So hearing that she's also the voice of Mandy probably surprises you people, but then again, you're like, oh, I could tell now, because you could definitely tell, like, in rare occasions, they do happen, rare occasions where Mandy screams. Her scream sounds very similar to that of Vicky, because it's Grey Delisle. It's the same voice. Grey Delisle also does. You'll also hear her do like 99.99% of the elder female voices in most cartoons. She's not Muriel. That's somebody else. Muriel from Courage the Cowardly Dog. That's somebody else voicing Muriel.
Yeah.
I think Muriel has had two different voice actors, because I think the original passed away very early in the cartoon's stage. So they had to get a new one. Either that, or it was the guy who voiced Eustace that passed away. It was either one of them.
Yeah.
I can't remember. But Courage was the same voice actor. And Richard Horvitz, you may know him as Invader Zim.
Or Billy.
Or Billy, yeah. But,
Or
Zim,
Orthopox.
Invader Zim fans out there, you'll know him as Zim. Billy and Mandy fans, you'll know him as Billy. Destroy All Humans fans,
you'll know him as Orthopox.
Orthopox, yes. And Skylanders fans, you'll know him as Chaos.
The main villain.
Chaos!
And the one on Netflix too. Chaos is there too.
That is correct.
That
is correct. And Norm Macdonald is the voice of Glumshanks. Chaos's troll, who you may know as Death from Family Guy. Yeah. So
that's funny.
I also think he does the voice of Garfield in the Garfield show. I could be wrong about that though. I say that because Glumshanks sounds kind of similar to Garfield. I don't know if Garfield is the same voice as Death from Family Guy, which in this case would be Norm Macdonald. But if it is, I'm pretty sure his name is Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
Or is it Michael Macdonald? No, it's Norm. I think. Don't quote me on this. But I'm pretty sure it's Norm Macdonald. So yeah. But I mean, Grey Delisle also does a couple of the Loud sisters in Loud House. Lily Loud, I definitely know she does. which is the youngest Loud in the entire family, the baby. What's the name of the other Loud that she voices? Or she has like
Tiara?
the pink dress, the blonde hair.
The Tiara.
Here's the other completely random and ironic thing. Okay, get this. Emily Elizabeth. Pink skirt, blonde hair, voiced by Grey DeLisle. Mandy. Pink skirt, blonde hair, voiced by Grey DeLisle. And the one Loud from Loud House, I still don't know her name. Loud House fans in the comments probably can tell us. But she has a pink skirt, or dress, whatever, blonde hair, and she's voiced by Grey DeLisle.
Yeah.
Do you see the pattern here? I mean, with the exception of, you know,
the
tiara for the
headband.
I don't know her name. The tiara worn by one of the Loud sisters in Loud House. Don't know the name. I'll get back to you as soon as I find out. I don't think Emily Elizabeth wears anything on her head. I can't remember. It's been a while since I watched Clifford the Big Red Dog, and it should be a while because, you know. And then Mandy with her headband that somehow keeps her devil locks. So yeah, those are the only minor differences. But other than that, you listen to Emily Elizabeth, and then you listen to Mandy, and then you listen to the girl from Loud House, and they're like extremely similar. Like the one episode of Loud House we were watching, they walked in on that girl, and she was saying something, and she's like, "Hey, I wear pink, but I have my limits," or something like that. And then they run out, and there's like a mess in her room. And then after that, she's like, "You're cleaning that up." Mm-hmm. And she said it exactly like how she would voice Mandy. Mm-hmm. And Loud House fans who have probably been binge watching the show since it started can confirm that. Because, that's what happened.
Yeah!
But, yeah, I mean, I'm so glad that the Loud House is getting the fan base that it deserves because it's a good show. I will admit, I know the target audience is kids, and I shouldn't be watching it, but I tend to watch Nickelodeon from time to time, and the Loud House, I will admit, does have a few adult jokes in there, so we can watch as well. But overall, for kids, it's good. It's not like Teen Titans Go where it fucking ruins everything.
Yeah.
The Loud House is its own thing, and it's funny.
Yeah.
This might be the redeeming factor for Nickelodeon, because let's face it, they're going downhill with all these preteens, in the live action shows. If you're familiar with Filthy Frank, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that bullshit that's going on.
Yeah.
Bring back Miranda Cosgrove. Yeah. I mean, be honest. Who in this audience has watched iCarly? Be honest. I know I have. I know you have. We've definitely seen iCarly at least once or twice in our lives, and we've grown to become fans. I mean, not like fans. Like we don't go out and about like telling people how awesome iCarly is.
Awesome this episode was.
Yeah, exactly. This was my favorite episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will not be ashamed to say that I saw the iCarly Victorious crossover.
I did too.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I will admit some crossovers work, some crossovers don't. This one kind of works. I feel like it kind of does.
I liked it. We also in that crossover got to hear Ariana Grande sing for the first time. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure on the other show she sang a few times.
I think Ariana Grande sang a couple songs
on the one show. Yeah.
There was that one song, "Give It Up."
Yeah.
Which was in a karaoke thing.
Yeah.
That she and Elizabeth Gillies did.
Yeah.
But let's stop talking about that. Anyway,
We are getting off topic. We said about future.
Yeah.
We're going all the way off topic
yes.
here.
But in terms of, modern day stuff, Dan Schneider, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, the Thundermans, come on. Who? Ricky, Nicky, Dicky, and Dawn? What?
Now you're just making up stuff now.
Exactly. Like, when Jeanette McCurdy and Ariana Grande had a show called Sam and Cat. Basically, they left their shows and made their own.
Yeah.
But that didn't work out because Nickelodeon was giving Ariana Grande more pay than they were Jeanette McCurdy or someone else like that. I don't remember what my sister told me.
Falling out happened.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what my sister told me, but it was something along the lines of that. And then Jeanette McCurdy eventually quit. I personally like Jeanette McCurdy because country music. I've grown up with country. I would hear and there say that every now and then when I went to my grandparents and I was playing Snood with my grandma, back when Snood was a thing. Remember that?
Yeah.
So anyways, back when we were playing Snood, we would always have the radio on, and we would always have a country radio station on, and that's all we would listen to, and that's where I found most of country, like Luke Bryan, Tim McGraw, Taylor Swift, back when Taylor Swift was country and was good. Miley Cyrus, because she was country as well.
Back when she was.
Yes. Well, she's going back to country, actually.
Oh.
Her new song, Malibu, went back to country.
Ah.
So, I like that song, actually.
Hmm.
It sounds good. The lyrics are nice. And it's all around a good song. I'm not going to criticize it because I'm going to get a lot of hate. But Miley Cyrus is just going back to, country. She grew her hair back. So no more short hair. No more twerking on Robin Thicke's you-know-what. Everybody knows what happened there. So, she's not doing any of that anymore. And, going back to country with her new song, Malibu, which was good. So, yeah, Miley Cyrus went back to country. She was one of the first country artists that I listened to. I believe, I want to say Seven Things was the first song I heard from Miley Cyrus. And I liked it, because I was a kid. Shut up.
I'm not laughing about that. I'm laughing the fact that we got way off track.
Well, that happens in conversation.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I'm pretty sure my first Miley Cyrus song was Seven Things, which was a good song. It was okay. And then See You Again, Ho Down Throwdown. That was kind of a catchy one for me. I'm not gonna lie, I would sing that.
You would?
Yeah, I would. As a kid. Not anymore, because I haven't heard the song in like fucking ages, so I forgot about it. But then came Wrecking Ball, and then
Ruined it.
Yeah, everything just.
You wanted the world to know that you're growing up. Yeah, we know that.
I mean, as if Can't Be Tamed didn't already tell us that. I mean, I will not lie, I saw the music video for Can't Be Tamed, and I could tell that Miley Cyrus was past the Hannah Montana phase. So, yeah, that side was eventually over, because, so, yeah. Dan Schneider, if you're watching, please, we're just asking you politely, please. If you're gonna bring one of your old shows back, Drake and Josh.
Yes.
That was our shit.
Yes.
Nickelodeon had like Drake and Josh and SpongeBob as like the two best shows to watch. Not to mention Drake Bell played Timmy Turner in the live-action Fairly Odd Parents movies.
Oh yes, I love that. Yeah.
And what's her face from Victorious was Trixie Tang.
Yeah.
Victoria's sister in that show. Her name is Tarina Vega in the show. I can't remember the actual actress who did the role of that crazy sister. So yeah, Drake and Josh, please. If you can find Drake Bell and Josh Peck, bring it back, please. I know Josh Peck has probably grown old of that, and trust me, he has. I mean, we've seen a young Josh Peck curse in that one movie.
Oh.
I don't remember the name of it, but it was like the one where in the end he's like, "You're a fucking lying son of a bitch, Sam, and I hope you fucking go to hell, faggot." Yeah, that one. And it was like during his Drake and Josh phase, so he was like really young and saying those words, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, shut the fuck up, Clyde, faggot! I don't care about what your dad shoves up his asshole," or something like that. I don't remember. "I want to fucking kick your ass if you ever touch my camera again, or if I ever catch you fucking with my camera," something like that. But yeah, that happened, and then Josh Peck like grew older, and he started making Vines and whatever. Before back when we had Vine. So yeah, Dan Schneider, if you're gonna bring any of your shows back, Drake and Josh, please, let's make that a thing. I will admit this. For the longest time, I thought SpongeBob and Drake and Josh were going to get a crossover.
I know.
I honestly thought that was going to happen. I could see it happening, but it never did. In fact, I don't think SpongeBob ever got a crossover. With the exception of the Nicktoons games.
No, it's not what I was talking about, but yeah, you're right.
Okay, I was going to say, with the exception of the Nicktoons games, I don't think there was any other occurrence, like during the show, where SpongeBob had a crossover with somebody else.
Yeah, we're going to leave it at that.
Celebrities have done voices in SpongeBob cartoons.
Wait, hold up. Does Patchy count as from SpongeBob?
Yes.
Then he has done a crossover.
Why is that?
BTR did a crossover with SpongeBob then.
BTR?
Big Time Rush. They did a crossover where Patchy the Pirate was there, so, you know.
Really?
Yeah. He played as a pirate, but his name was Patchy, so Patchy the Pirate, so...
Was it Tom Kenny?
I don't know, man.
Was it like...
I mean, if it's like the
did his face look like Tom Kenny, where he had like the black kind of...
Yeah, it had
kind of black
beard.
beard?
Yep.
And he had the purple vest?
Yep.
And that's Patchy.
Yep, that's Patchy.
I don't
Patch
remember.
And everything.
Okay, I did not know he was in Big Time Rush, so thank you.
Hmm?
So yeah, that was
eye-opening for me.
I
Really did want to see that.
That's an eye-opener for me too.
Yeah.
Remember when, I don't think you saw this, but Stephen Kramer Glickman, who does Gustavo Rock on Big Time Rush, he was on Ray William Johnson's Equals 3. Which is kind of a stinker now, because there are other people hosting it, and it's like, why?
Why?
That and Ray is doing other shows than Equals 3, and it's like, why?
Double why?
People like Equals 3. And ever since Ray left, it's been like, it's been terrible. I have not watched Equals 3 since Ray left, so, you know, you could tell the show was going downhill. Nobody watches it anymore. If you don't know what Equals 3 is, if you're new, or you know you're watching for the very first time and you're wondering what the hell is Equals 3, well, Equals 3 used to be a show. I'm not sure if this is still happening, but Equals 3 used to be a show where a guy named Ray William Johnson just sat in front of his computer with a webcam. This is how he used to do it back before he got a set. Back before he got a studio. So he would just sit behind this computer webcam and look at 3 viral videos that were happening at the time of, the episode he was recording. The very first one being where we found the greatest freak out ever with the kid who was screaming in his room and, stripping down to his undies when his mother canceled his World of Warcraft account and the brother snuck the camera in his room. Everybody probably remembers at this point. The guy's name is Waffle Pwn. Waffle PWN if you want to look him up. He still uploads Freak Out videos, actually, just not as frequent anymore because they don't really happen that often. I mean, a lot of it is fake, you can tell, but the family does get kind of dysfunctional, especially Steven, who's the name of the kid that freaks out in the very first video, and that freaks out in all the other videos because it's him. So yeah, Ray William Johnson introduced that to a lot of people, and it just went from there, and eventually he got a band called Your Favorite Martian. You and I both know, near and dear. And we loved it. And eventually he announced that there would be an album coming out for Your Favorite Martian, and we were both like, oh my god, yes! And
Boom Headshot was like the last one I heard.
And it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Boom Headshot was a mashup of all the other YFM songs, and
kind of like the rewinds that I do.
That was it. That was literally it. After Boom Headshot, there was nothing else from YFM, and
even
the whole thing just shut down. And even YFM's like YouTube channel, the name got changed to "This project has been retired."
So yeah.
Booty Store by "This project has been retired." Just like your old channel. This channel is over.
Yeah.
Talking Cat Curses by "This channel is over."
Yeah.
But yeah. Snorting Water by "This channel's over."
Yeah.
So yeah, that happened, and we were promised an album. We never got it. It was kind of upsetting, and Ray even admitted that it was upsetting and disappointing that he wasn't able to deliver the promise that he intended to deliver. I mean, he fucking left for 6 weeks during Equals 3 to record that album, and come to find out, well, not really record the album, but like put the songs on the album, and come to find out it didn't actually happen, so the songs just ended up selling on iTunes and Google Play as, singles.
Yeah.
Well, back then they were only on iTunes, so I don't know if they're on Google Play. Probably not. But they're on Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if this is like a symbol of YFM possibly coming back. I doubt it. But, I mean, it sounds like,
I hope they do.
It sounds like they're like the actual iTunes songs on Spotify. Because they don't have the "like this video" at the end.
Right.
The "like this video." Oh yeah, that's good. I remember those. Subscribe to these videos. Oh yeah, all over my face and lower back. Yeah, that was the other one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good. But yeah. So that's what Equals 3 was. And other people these days are reacting to viral videos. MTV has a show called Ridiculousness that we both love.
Hmm?
Well, you don't.
I don't even know.
You don't really watch it that much.
Eh.
I used to watch the fuck out of it when I first saw it because it was funny. I literally saw it as like MTV's Equals 3. Like this would replace Equals 3, and sure enough, it did. I still watch it a couple times here and there. I don't watch it as frequent as I used to because, back when I first saw Ridiculousness, I was like, I gotta watch this. You know what I mean? But now, like, new things are coming up where, Ridiculousness isn't the only thing on TV, and thank God for that because I would probably get tired of that. Speaking of Ridiculousness, I don't know if you guys heard, but if you're big fans of Rob Dyrdek, then you probably heard his tweet about Big Black. It's sad, I know, but he did pass away. He is now in a better place, and we want to take this quick moment of silence to help out Rob Dyrdek in this dark time that he's going through right now. I don't want to send this as like a reminder to him. I just want this to be like a commemorative moment of silence to show our support for you and what you've done with Big Black. I think that's his nickname. Call me out. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure it's Big Black. And that's what they called him, and he was okay with it. He didn't consider it racist or whatever, so he was cool with it. So, moment of silence for Big Black and Rob Deerdeck if you're watching. Let this be a token of support and gratitude for what you and him have been able to done on Fantasy Factory for as long as he's been with you guys. So here it is right now. All right, so your turn. I know, I rambled on for a long time.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
did.
I have a tendency to do that on
Oh, yeah.
his channel, so don't worry, it's nothing new. But anyways, go ahead.
All right, so it's good future stuff going on to his channel.
Yes.
Now we're gonna move out to mine.
One more thing that I wanted to add. After the Insane Trilogy, I honestly do not know what I'm going to do next. Like, I know I had a straw poll a long time ago. I asked you guys what LP you wanted to see next. It was supposed to be SpongeBob movie game, but Dolphin's fucking up on me.
Something happened, yeah.
Yeah.
It's happened to me too.
Yes, exactly. So that didn't happen. So the SpongeBob movie game, maybe if I end up fixing it on Dolphin, then maybe I'll do a Let's Play for it. 100% because I know where the treasure chests are. Then maybe I'll do it. But as of right now, it's not happening, so don't expect it anytime soon. The other straw poll was, of all the choices, Crash Nitro Kart on the Game Boy Advance and Spyro 2 ended up tying for the win. So I figured I would do...
tiebreaker, kind of.
Yep. I figured I'd do GBA Nitro Kart first because I had all the cheat codes and the relics weren't... Like, nothing was required for 100% other than the trophies and the keys. And, the gems would serve as, unlockables for characters and cheats. But since I already beat the game 100% as both teams, I figured I'd just go through it legitimately with cheats. The only two cheats I use, which is Turbo and Moon Physics, because, that's what makes the game fun.
Yeah.
A lot more fun than the console version, yeah. You don't hear that a lot about the GBA, really.
That's true.
You don't hear that a lot.
You do
when
not.
It comes to GBA games.
No.
Billy and Mandy is a perfect example.
Oh, yeah.
Billy and Mandy on GBA is a side-scrolling beat-em-up, similar to that of Streets of Rage or The Simpsons Arcade.
True.
So that's what makes it less enjoyable. And I prefer the console version because, that's a fun game. And something came up, actually.
Itchy.
One guy commented on my Billy and Mandy review and pointed out a game that released before Shrek Super Slam. And I said that, Billy and Mandy was inspired by Shrek Super Slam, but I didn't know about this other game that released before Shrek Super Slam that had the same elements. And I can't remember the name of that game.
What was it? It was like Iron Fighter, was it? Or Iron Warrior?
It was
it was something.
Something like that. And we both looked at gameplay and we were like, oh my god.
Yeah,
this guy was right. So, correction to my Billy and Mandy review, the game is based off of that. Which,
particular game.
Shrek Super Slam is inspired by as well, so I guess technically I was right. I don't know.
Technically I guess we could say it's inspired on both of them, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it had like the core elements were from that first game. And then, like, the additional stuff was from Shrek Super Slam. But it had originality in their game as well. That and Midway produced it, so, Midway is a copycat, master.
Yeah, that's true.
They like to copy a lot of other stuff that has been done. Ed and Eddie, The Misadventures. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure Sonic Heroes already had that idea intact.
Mm-hmm.
And Sonic Heroes came out in 2004.
I think so, right? Yeah, that sounds about right. 2004?
It was the last game to have Ryan Drummond and Sean Dumfrey as Sonic and Shadow, respectively. And it was the last game before the 4Kids cast took over for the games, starting with Sonic Rush and Shadow the Hedgehog. You know, the Jason Griffith era, as you may want to call it. Back before Mike Pollock replaced the late voice of Dr. Eggman in the adventure games and Sonic Heroes, because it's different. It's not Mike Pollock. But ever since Sonic Rush and Shadow the Hedgehog, it's been Mike Pollock. Even after the change to Roger Craig Smith and his cast, Dr. Eggman remained being voiced by, I should say, Mike Pollock, which is good, because I like that Eggman.
Eggman.
Yes. So that.
Fidgety, yeah.
Yes, I am fidgeting. Sorry.
Yes.
Fidgeting. So yeah, you know, to recap what we've said in the last hour or so, Transformers is done. Just need to edit and upload. Insane Trilogy's coming up. Loud House is a good show. You should watch it. Maxwell Adams, if you're watching, you know, definitely continue with Dead Meat.
Yes.
Because we definitely want to see that.
Yes.
And then hopefully look toward Billy and Mandy, possibly on Adult Swim.
It could be darker.
Maybe. Let's make it happen.
A little more gorier, maybe.
Let's start a petition, perhaps.
Funding.
Exactly. Which would be the best place to put Billy and Mandy, honestly, because put it on Cartoon Network and, you know,
you'll get limited.
Maxwell Adams, if you're watching, and you know Cartoon Network decides to bring Billy and Mandy back, please make sure that you're creating it and not somebody else, because it's going to end up like the Powerpuff Girls and Teen Titans Go. And Ben 10, for that matter. It's going to be terrible.
Yes.
Please don't let them do that. Or do what the original creator of Samurai Jack did and put it on Adult Swim.
Yes. Where there could be cussing and it can be darker and more blood and stuff like that.
I can definitely see Mandy cursing.
I can hear her saying fuck.
Right now, yes. I can hear it in my head.
Fuck.
And especially the parts where they were about to swear but they got cut off by something. Yeah. Like this time around they don't get cut off and they actually say those curse words.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So...
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have one more thing before I pass it over to you. Sonic Forces. Whenever I have the opportunity to get it... Let me ask you guys. Xbox One, PS4, or Switch? Which one should I get Sonic Forces for? That's my question to you guys.
I already know me.
Maybe you could answer during the chat. We probably won't see it because we're not looking at the chat.
Yeah, we can't. No.
Yeah. Maybe I'll check it real quick while he's talking.
Yeah.
So, Xbox One, PS4, or Switch, which one do you guys want me to play Sonic Forces on? It's really not going to make any difference. I mean, the graphics are the same.
Yes.
The graphics are the same. But honestly, when it comes to Sonic the Hedgehog, I feel like it would be a better experience if I did it on the Xbox One or the PS4, because, you know, Sonic on the Xbox is what I grew up with.
Yeah.
You know, with the exception of Sonic Riders, I played that on the PS2 constantly. I rented the game, so I never actually owned Sonic Riders, which sucked, but I managed to beat both of them on the PS2. I sucked on the GameCube version for some reason. On the GameCube version of Sonic Riders, that was like the very first Sonic game I played. So it was kind of tough for me, especially the last stage in the Heroes story, where I'm supposed to beat Jet again in Babylon Garden. I could never do that one. So I always got stuck there, and I've been stuck on that one ever since, because, you know, I never got like a physical copy of the GameCube version of Sonic Riders. Zero Gravity, I beat the Hero story on the Wii version, But I beat the
Zero
game.
Gravity.
I beat the entire game on the PS2, and I beat the entire game of Sonic Riders on the PS2. So the PS2, I beat Sonic Riders and Zero Gravity on. Sonic Unleashed, I have for the Xbox 360, and the Xbox 360, in my opinion, is the best version to get it on.
You did Let's Play on that.
I did.
Yes.
And that was also the introduction of the Iron Dickory.
That's, yes, and then we had to shut it down because your parents didn't like it.
Let's not talk about that. Let's get that out of our heads. The Let's Play is still on there, so if you want to watch it, go right ahead. I'm going to forewarn you about that. So, you know.
Yeah.
So, there's that, and...
Don't look at me either. It wasn't my idea.
Exactly.
You can look at me and say it might have been my idea, but he did it.
I was watching Aqua Teen, and I saw...
rules and Iron Dick!
Yeah, exactly. We saw the clip with the...
this is a dictatorship.
The democracy thing with all the different...
fucking democracy sucks. Fucking
yeah, that
that was the Emperor
the
Lemon
democracy thing. Yes,
yeah.
it was an Emperor. It was an Emp Lemon. You two poop. Why are you fapping?
I'm not itching my heel. See?
Oh, looked like you were fapping. Rewind the footage. I'm pretty sure he was fapping.
I would itch it.
I don't even think they could see it, anyways. So, so Sonic Forces. Pick Xbox One, PS4, or Switch. Because I'm definitely not going to get it for PC. Because PC, I mean, you got 3 different consoles to play Sonic Forces on, and I've got 3 different consoles as well. If you count the PC.
Betty,
because I have
Yuki, Jack.
Because I have the Xbox One and the PS4. The PS4 is going to be primarily used for the Insane Trilogy. I don't really play any other game on there aside from Uno a couple times. Parappa 2 I play on the PS4 a couple times as well because it's a PS2 classic and it's like the only time you can play a PS2 game on PS4, which sucks.
Sucks
because I want to play my actual PS2 games on the PS4.
Yeah.
Why can't I? Sony, what are you doing? I mean, obviously it costs money to make these consoles backwards compatible. But think about this. The Xbox One has Xbox 360 backwards compatibility, and eventually Xbox OG backwards compatibility that was announced at E3.
But yeah, I know what you heard.
But they didn't have to invent any new hardware to put in the Xbox One. All Xbox Ones were backwards compatible with about 250, I want to say, Xbox 360 games. And by that standard, that list is growing more and more, which means Sonic Unleashed is probably backwards compatible at this point. Maybe. I haven't tested yet.
I haven't seen it. There's like a list of the games in the store, so
Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2.
Sonic Adventures 2, bitch.
Yes, exactly. They are backwards compatible on the Xbox One as Xbox Live arcade games.
Oh, it's really for Xbox?
Yes.
The Adventure 2?
Yes.
Damn.
You had a demo!
Yes. No, I had the game.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The game, it's not a demo.
So you could put that on the Xbox One if you wanted to.
I know!
It's still backward compatible if you want to go get it.
I can. Not right now. Right now. We're in the middle of something.
I know, but as long as it's linked to your account, it'll be like, you already own Sonic Adventure 2, do you want to install it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that was with me. I had Pac-Man Championship Edition, and
yeah.
I had both versions of Pac-Man Championship Edition, the original and the Director's Cut. And I was able to put them both on my Xbox One. So I was like, oh, okay, that's neat. So that happened. I'm still... I want to get Pac-Man Championship Edition 2, actually, because I like... Nice. I like the graphics. Looks nice. I've always liked Pac-Man Championship Edition as well, especially the Director's Cut. That one was my favorite. And you may remember from that very choppy live stream that I did of Pac-Man Championship Edition DX Plus. Yes, the Director's Cut has a Plus update.
Plus.
Yes. It's got a big giant plus, too.
Gigantic.
Yes. And that was a lot of fun.
Yes.
But, so, Sonic Forces. Xbox One, PS4, or Switch. I'm hoping you guys say either Xbox One or PS4 because I don't have a Switch at the moment. And I don't know if I'm going to get one anytime soon. But considering that the hype has slowly died down, I may be able to get it.
Yes.
Possibly. I mean, I have Mario Kart. I just don't have the Switch. Like I said in the Mario Kart video, well, what are you doing with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and the Joy-Con steering wheels if you don't have a Nintendo Switch? I'm like, I pre-ordered Mario Kart, okay? So I was already doomed to get it before the Switch to begin with. And I figured I'd get the steering wheels because I've been hearing good things about them. And I used it today during the video that we recorded, excuse me.
Yeah.
And it's nice. The sensitivity is good. And the best thing about it is that it's got both triggers on it.
And
you use it like you would a regular Joy-Con. It's basically a better grip for the Joy-Con when you're using it as a steering wheel. And it's 10 times better than the Wii wheel. I'll tell you that right now, because the Wii wheel was a piece of shit. So it was 10 times better. Now a lot of people argue and say, well, you probably used the Wii wheel like back when you first got Mario Kart Wii. Yeah, I did. And for the longest time, I did use a Wii wheel because I was never a fan of, using the GameCube controller. But when I used the GameCube controller, I then realized why people were using the GameCube controller. Because it felt much better.
Yeah.
That, and it took me like 3 years or so after the game came out to realize, oh, you have to press a certain D-pad button to hold your item. Like, really? You have to hold left on the D-pad to hold your item? What the fuck? Who came up with that logic? I mean, I guess you can argue and say that Mario Kart 8 made you do that if you used the Wii wheel on the Wii U. Or the Wiimote sideways, whatever. But, you can hold down on the D-pad, and when you let go, the guy tosses, the item backwards. So you can hold up or down on the D-pad when you're using B as your power slide.
Power slide.
When Oddboy was using a Wiimote when we were playing Mario Kart 8, way back, when he first got the Wii U, he wasn't using the B button because, he's not used to power sliding with the Wiimote held sideways. He's always used... He either uses the gamepad or his Pro Controller. He has an official Nintendo Pro Controller for the Wii U, and as far as you told me, you are going to get the Splatoon controller for the Switch?
The Splatoon 2 Pro Controller for the Switch, yeah.
What I want to get is the ARMS Joy-Cons.
Nah.
They're like line colored.
Yeah.
I like line, so
yeah.
I
like
they're pretty cool. If I get a Switch, I kind of want the neon Joy-Cons because I like red and blue. He got standard because
that it was on the day that the Switch came out. So
yeah. In terms of price, it's the same unless you find some third-party seller on Amazon that charges it for like $300 more, which again is like, why? Why are you doing that? So, anyways. So, like I said, Transformers coming. Or, well, it's done. It's going to be uploaded very soon, so look out for that. Insane Trilogy, definitely on the way when it comes out. Sonic Forces, when it comes out, sometime after it comes out, probably. I will get it, and I'll play it. I'll do a playthrough. Find out who that new villain is that was shown off.
Oh yes.
In the E3 trailer, which got us both like, oh my god, because the description said new villains, and we were like, wait, Shadow, Zavok, Metal Sonic, Chaos. These are all old characters. Why are they new villains? And then the new guy showed up, and we were like, what the fuck?
I have to figure this out.
People are saying that it's Mephiles, and I'm like, that can't be. Sonic 06 was not canon. There's no way that's Mephiles.
Yeah.
And that was like a lot of people's like first thought. Like it was Mephiles with a different tint. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, first of all, that looks nothing like Mephiles. I mean, I almost thought of that when I first saw it, but then I saw it, he had a shade of red and he was missing an eye. So I was like, okay, that's not Mephiles. That's a new character.
Yeah.
I especially like the idea of how you can customize your own
definitely.
character to put in the game. Finally, personalities will be realized. But then again, you can't name them.
That sucks.
Yeah. But to save, like 50 hours of recording the same dialogue for, a bunch of different names that people will come up with, they figured they saved that, prevent the player from giving their character a name and just simply calling the character Buddy.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
Kind of like what
I could see why, because like money and time. They want to finish the game so that way it gets released when it's said to be released.
Never mind.
So there you go for that.
Okay.
I remember back when it first got announced, when it was called Project Sonic 2017, and now it finally has a name, finally has gameplay of everything, finally got some more gameplay at E3, so now it's called Sonic Forces, and I'm looking forward to it. It's Sonic Team, who made Colors and Generations, so this is obviously going to be good, and hopefully it won't end up in the shitter like Lost World did, and all of the Boom games, because let's face it, Sonic Boom fucking sucked!
Yeah.
But I will say this, and I know a lot of people are going to hate me for saying this, but I'm sorry. No game will ever be worse than Sonic 06. Not even Sonic Boom's levels of bad cannot compare to Sonic 06. Sonic 06 is the pinnacle of what not to do when making a video game. The perfect example of how not to make a video game. Sonic 06. I don't care what anybody says. That is my all-time worst favorite game. My all-time worst game. Sorry, take the favorite part out. My all-time worst. I'm glad I got rid of it when I did. Which was after I beat the game completely. Like, I did the last story. Honestly, the final boss wasn't that bad, but I feel like that's all they really worked hard on, was the final boss. And now I know why the Game Grumps never finished Sonic 06, because, number one, JonTron left, and number two,
the game.
Ego Raptor wasn't down for finishing it, and I'm with Aaron when I say that, too, because who would want to finish the game? I know a lot of people have played it, and some people in recent events have streamed the game, and I'm like, why would you pick this game out of all the other Sonic games you could play?
I don't know.
The glitches are terrible, the story's terrible, that fucking scene at the end with Sonic and Elise. Oh my god, get your mind out of the gutter, please. That is animal cruelty, number one. And the fact that a fucking princess made out with a dead animal. That's a rotten corpse that she kissed. I'm mad.
Nasty.
Yeah, my point exactly.
Nasty.
So stop. And they asked Lacey Chabert, sorry. They asked Lacey Chabert, the voice of Elise, about, this controversy with Sonic and Elise. And she's like, oh, I don't see anything wrong with it. How do you not see anything wrong with this? Are you blindsided by the fact that it's Sonic the Hedgehog and it's a fucking game that you grew up with? Yeah. Like, seriously, get nostalgia out of this bullshit, because that's not the redeeming factor for Sonic 06.
Yeah.
It was given the title Sonic the Hedgehog because of the fact that it was the 15th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog, so it was going to be called something else, but they decided to name it Sonic the Hedgehog and released it in 2006 for the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation fucking 3.
Yeah.
It was originally going to be released for the Wii as well, and thank God it didn't! So, during production of the game, Sonic Team had a different game for the Wii that was being created in what would eventually become
Connected.
Sonic and the Secret Rings, which did much better in terms of Sonic 06. You could put any game next to Sonic 06 and it would be a fucking masterpiece compared to it. Fucking Wrath of Cortex is better than Sonic 06.
Bubsy 3D!
Fucking Bubsy 3D is better than Sonic 06. Yeah, I know. Fucking Perfect Dark Zero. Fucking Perfect Dark Zero is better than Sonic 06. And that game's bad too. Yes, shots fired. Even the terrible glitches in Sonic Boom cannot compare to the ones found in Sonic 06. Remember the joke!
Access denied.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Remember what Aaron said during the part where John had, like, Knuckles stuck on the wall in the lava level? And Aaron was like, "What is this?" You know? That was one of 50,000 glitches that were in that game! And you can argue and say that games like Crash to Insanity had just as many glitches. Well, guess what? Crash to Insanity is a better fucking game! I can actually sit down and play Crash to Insanity and encounter next to none! I could go through that game without even trying to get the glitches. And I would have no problems with the game. I mean, a few here and there, but I would still be able to get the game completed and 100% the game without any problems. Other than, you know, losing or dying constantly, but that's beside the point. Sure, there may be so many glitches in Crash to Insanity, but those glitches happen on purpose. People purposely glitch the game to find glitches. And there are tons of them because of Oxford Studio either not testing it or, you know, the game was rushed, in which, you know, it was like halfway done because, you know, Lex Lane broke the fourth wall with Cortex saying, you know, there should have been 2 dimensions that you went to, you know, including the 10th dimension, but they ran out of time. You know, a couple times they broke the fourth wall in that game. Yes, there was a lot of cut content in Crash to Insanity. It was like 50% done when it came out, but at least it was fucking functional. Sonic 06 had more shit done with that game than Twinsanity, and it's not fucking playable. That's the difference. That's what separates Sonic 06 from all the other games. Even fucking QWOP. I can even fucking put up with QWOP more than Sonic 06. Sonic 06, like if I had top 5 worst games of all time, like my personal list, number 1 would be Sonic 06. Followed by Bubsy 3D, Enter the Dragonfly, Wrath of Cortex, and... I'm gonna get a lot of hate from this, but my 5th least favorite game of all time would probably have to be... I can't say Crash Boom Bang on the DS because I never played it. It's Mind Over Mune. I'm sorry. There's way too much backtracking in Mind Over Mutant that makes it unplayable. I can't stand that game. I mean, the cutscenes are funny, but the gameplay, no. No, they shot... Sierra Entertainment and Radical shot themselves in the foot when they were developing the game. They literally shot themselves in the foot. And Activision shot themselves in the foot for giving that game to Sierra and Radical to make. Top 5 least favorite games ever. Mind Over Mutant. Okay, Mind Over Mutant. Wrath of Cortex. Enter the Dragonfly. Bubsy 3D. Sonic 06. Pointing that out there. Mm-hmm. And you guys can comment and say, "Oh, you're not Screw Attack. Sonic Boom is worse." No. I'm sorry. I mean, I get where people are going with when they say that, because, you know, Sonic Boom is a fucking terrible game. And there were a lot of occasions where it's like, no, 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 why would you do this? Especially, like, Mario Party. You know, the fact that, you know, Nintendo, now doing it by themselves, are getting worse at it every time. I mean, not worse in the sense that, you know, it's you can't stand them, but it's like, you know, Mario Party 10 was actually okay. I never played it, but I've seen, like, gameplay of it, and it was okay. I mean, it wasn't as bad. Mario Party 9 was also okay. But it was the 3DS Mario Party games that were just...
Terrible.
Yeah. Just, why, Nintendo? Why? Who wanted Mario Party Island Tour?
Damn.
Who wanted Mario Party Star Rush?
Damn.
Seriously. Who the fuck wanted those two Mario Party games?
Oh.
And on the 3DS of all consoles. Of all systems, I should say.
Yeah.
Fucking Mario Party DS was a fucking better game. And that released at the same time as Mario Party 8. So it was kind of like Mario Party 8 was like the Wii version of that, and Mario Party DS was like the DS version of that, which was cool. And Mario Party 8 and DS were the last two to be made by Hudson before Nintendo went on to make Mario Party 9, Island Tour, 10, and Star Rush on their own. If you notice, Mario Party 9 is kind of similar to that of Wii Party, because a lot of Mario Party 9 is very similar to Wii Party, and the same thing can be said for Mario Party 10. You know, that was Nintendo definitely took inspiration from Wii Party and Wii Party U and implemented them into Mario Party 9 and Mario Party 10. Some people have said that that was a hit or miss. For me, it was a hit for Mario Party 9 because I thought it was unique. It was something like, it was something out of the ordinary for Mario Party games. For Mario Party 10, it really depends on who you are. Like, if you're playing Mario Party for the first time, then maybe it'd be a hit. But if you're like a diehard Mario Party fan and you've been playing the Mario Party games since N64, then it'll probably be a miss. Especially, you know, with the Mario Party you grew up with, like I said, N64. I grew up with Mario Party 7. That's my favorite Mario Party game ever. Actually, the 7th one on the GameCube. I have
6 or 7 would be my favorite.
Yeah, exactly. And I have both of them. I have a ton of fun on number 7.
Probably mostly 6 would be my favorite.
I'm so glad that I have the game now because it's so awesome. I fucking love it. The 8-player shenanigans that we get involved with as well, and the fact that I have a GameCube microphone for as well, which was the sole reason I bought Mario Party 7. The sole reason I bought a GameCube microphone as well was for Mario Party 6 and 7. Which sucks because that's the only time you're using it.
Right.
But, oh well. We still have fun.
Yeah.
So, you know, that... yeah, Mario has had stinkers. Mario Sports Superstars... I honestly don't know how to feel about that. And it came out... Some people have it. I know Shadow Wolf 000 has it because he said a couple times on Skype that he's getting it, so he's got it. I honestly don't know how to feel about this. I mean, the fact that baseball, soccer, tennis, and all that, it's like, I mean, and golf too. Like tennis and golf. Come on, you already did those on the 3DS. I mean, seriously, you have 4 or 5 different golf games. And you have like 4 or 5 different tennis games. One of them was originally on the GameCube, then got enhanced on the Wii. So, Nintendo, I mean, with the soccer thing, it's not strikers, so I don't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to Mario and soccer, it has to be strikers.
Right.
I'm sorry. I fucking love strikers. I have the first one. I never got charged for the Wii because I don't know. I wasn't really a fan of the motion controls in Charged, and a lot of it was kind of like, I mean, I liked the outfits. I liked how this was like the only time in any Mario sports where Mario and company would wear like actual sporting equipment, like cleats and pads. You know, it was like the only time at all when they would actually wear uniforms and equipment and whatnot. So that's what I liked about Mario Super Mario Strikers, was that they wore actual sporting equipment for the sport. So that's what I liked. I liked the authenticity that Nintendo put, and Next Level Games for that matter, put into Super Mario Strikers and Mario Strikers Charged. I really wanted a Mario Strikers game for the Wii U.
What never happened?
It didn't happen. I want Mario Strikers on the Switch. Please. That'll give me another fucking Switch game to play. Because right now the only one is Mario Kart.
Yep.
Until ARMS comes out, which I also want to play as well.
Really?
Yes.
Didn't take you to be a punching type.
I like punching stuff.
Can't argue with that.
Anyways, so recap all that, what we just said. Just go back and watch the video, because at this point it's
rambling off.
Oh my god. I said I was going to stop so that way you can talk. Oh my god. Alright, so I'm going to leave it with one more thing, I promise. Sonic Forces. Tell me guys which console you want me to play it on. Xbox One, PS4, or Switch. If the question doesn't get answered, then I'm just going to get it for the PS4. To give myself another game to play on the PS4 other than the Insane Trilogy.
Right.
So, I'm done. I'm going to go check the chat to see if it's got any activity. Oddboy, whatever you have to say, go ahead and say it. Try to take as much time as I did to balance us out. Yeah. Because I practically took over the stream.
You practically took over the whole damn thing. Yeah.
Well, it's the Glitchling army, so...
Yeah, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Anyways, it's your turn now, so I'm going to turn the mic to you. Go ahead.
Alright. Well, nice little stories that were shared. I much appreciate it. What you doing? Oh yeah. So basically what I'm going to tell you is what I am planning for my future in my channel. Don't worry, this one won't take as long, I don't think, because, when I ramble on, it only happens like half. About. It doesn't take too long for me to ramble. But, the bottom line is that what I'm planning to do is that, well, let's just say another 2 racing games have been added and are being added to
1 second.
the list here. And he's in front of the camera. Okay.
There, I brought that a little lower. See how that works.
Ah. Okay. Alright.
There we go.
Ah, okay. Well, like I said, another few racing games are being added to the list of games that I'm going to be doing. Remember Cartoon Network Racing that I did?
Oh, yes, I do remember.
Yeah, I decided to disband that one. That one's going to be cut. To be honest with you, it wasn't really functioning properly. It was slowing down and stuff like that. So I decided I'm going to cut that off. And
emulation's a bitch.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
That's what you get for being a pirate.
Yeah.
You are a pirate.
But anyways,
downloading games you don't own is illegal, by the way. So that's why people don't show it on YouTube.
Yes,
they don't want to get themselves in trouble, nor do they want to get you in trouble.
Right.
If you want to do it, whatever, just don't show it to other people.
Right. So, anyways, like I said, that has been cut entirely. I've also noticed a few things with the Roblox. It's not really getting a lot of views as like I thought it was, and I decided...
not a lot of people these days are playing Roblox anymore.
Yeah, a lot of these people don't really watch Roblox, so I thought for once, I'm actually gonna, somewhere in the future, I'm gonna do a live send-off for Roblox, and it'll be the end of all Roblox, which means Roblox is now over, but it'll get its live finale. So, much like this video, except for it won't be on this channel, it'll be on my channel, of course. But anyways, Poker Night will return. Oh, hell yeah, it will return.
That's fun.
I love Poker Night, I may suck, but I love it, And
you gotta know when to make the right calls.
Oh yeah.
When you have a lot of loot and your opponents don't, raise it so you can force them to go all in.
Yes. Anyways, yes.
That's what I did, and I ended up winning.
Over and over again.
Yes, because I eventually got better at the game as I learned.
Yes.
Thank you, Odd Boy, for showing me the dark side of gambling.
You're welcome.
Gambling is illegal.
Don't actually do it.
Even though 50 million people in the world already are.
Yeah.
As we speak.
Yeah. That's true. Anyways, there are other things that I'm planning to do, ukulele and Banjo-Tooie. You probably seen the new ukulele I just did. Banjo-Tooie was supposed to be uploaded, but I got hit with a copyright strike because of a commercial that I normally put in my videos. Apparently, it got hit with a copyright strike because it looks a lot similar to the real Geico commercial, even though it's by somebody else and it's edited. So I found it weird, so I had to give up on the video. I had to delete it and stuff like that, so not very happy about that.
Surprised Snickers or Zububs didn't claim copyright for those commercials that you put on there.
I'm surprised.
I'm definitely not claiming copyright for my commercial, because,
Well, yeah.
It's mine. Yes, but I let them use it, so.
Yes, not to mention I edited it once, so
Yeah, it was a one-time thing.
So. It was a one-time deal. I'm not actually gonna edit more stuff, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, he made him burp when he made me burp when I went like.
Yeah.
Like he actually read out when the title said "I'm a fucking idiot."
Yeah.
And then he did his burrito power scream when I went like this with the shirt.
And you were mouthing it, so
yes.
you said the burrito power line, so
yes.
Yeah. Anyways, like I said, more racing, more Sonic games too, so...
Oh yes.
Oh yes. All these, yes, are going to be from Steam. Yes. Of course from Steam. Where else am I going to get it from? So, yeah.
Is there a certain device that you plan on getting in the future?
Device?
Yeah. Like to record gameplay?
Record gameplay?
Probably
somewhere in the way future, I'm probably gonna get my hands on a... What's that thing called again?
Elgato.
That's what it is. Elgato. I keep thinking it's something.
Yes.
Elgato game capture. It's like, however, it's like the least thing on my list. I don't know why it is, but it just is. It's gonna help me with a lot more games that I want to do, such as Toe Jam and Earl, Sub the Zombie.
As an early Christmas present, I got him a Roxio game capture, and I thought it was HD, so I thought it was gonna have like an HDMI in it, but it was component only, and the software was on a CD, and he didn't have a CD player built into his computer, so he had to get a USB enabled CD reader,
which I do now.
Yes.
Currently.
So yeah, that was eventually a dud. So eventually he's going to get the Elgato Game Capture HD, which is the one I have, which is compatible with all consoles.
All consoles?
Because it does it comes with a component adapter for the Elgato, but the Elgato programmed the adapter in that you can use the red component video adapter as your yellow video composite input. Like the yellow, white, and red cables.
Right.
For like your Xbox or your
Xbox One.
Well, the Xbox One you could do HDMI.
Yeah.
Because the Elgato does HDMI.
Well, that's
the
good.
Elgato was originally designed for PlayStation 3 gameplay capture.
Right.
But eventually it branched out to Xbox 360, Wii, PS2, GameCube, and a bunch of others. To record PS1 games and PS1 games on PS2 as well, you needed like an HDMI upscaler that converted your composite input to an HDMI output that goes to the Elgato and then to the TV and the computer. That's what I had to do for my PS1 games.
Mm-hmm.
Some TVs will be able to show 240p resolutions on HDMI. Some are not. My TV doesn't have that ability, so I had to get an HDMI upscaler. But, I mean, it wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
Because the games that I play on the PS2 through the HDMI upscaler actually look nice. The PS1 games, I should say. Crash Bandicoot actually looks decent on the Elgato, which I like. It's not the best, but, you know, it definitely looks 10 times better than my old videos, so
yeah,
that's always good. That, and when I was emulating, I had to use, like, settings that my laptop could handle, and that was never fun either, so... And even then, the games would lag, so, you know, that was eventually the better route, and yeah, so that's how I've gotten better and better with making these videos. And now that I have the Elgato, and now that I know how to use its software, and now that the Elgato isn't a bitch to me where it cuts off every other minute or so on my new computer, I can record everything directly from my microphone, the sound. I mean, I'll probably still do the game audio, and you probably will still be able to hear it in the background, but, you know, who even cares? Like, I'll have it as low as possible, but if my auxiliary box is at the lowest volume, then I'll probably turn it off and just use, like, the TV volume for me. And I'll turn the game audio to... You scared the shit out of me! I'll probably turn the game audio to 10, maybe. So... yeah. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Let me see.
There you go.
Alright. Got something else coming up here.
What was it?
I have no idea.
We're at the point where everyone's probably going to bed by now, so... So, anyways, yeah, more games are coming up. I was going to announce that I'm going to be getting my new phone soon, which means my second channel, the Glitchling Leader, would have more stuff like Adventures with Oddboy, Nasty's Mixtures, and other
that's another thing. Oddboy Glitch 2 was changed to the Glitchling Leader. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet. We've had an issue where it still showed up as Oddboy Glitch 2, so
yeah,
we don't know. Like, I'll probably check at the end of this stream if it changed to the Glitchling Leader.
I'm sure it did. I mean, it changed for me, but I don't understand why.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see. So
we'll see.
Yeah. Xbox One, PS4, or Switch. I'll probably get it for the PS4 regardless. because it'll give me something. It'll give me another game to play on the PS4 aside from the Insane Trilogy. And maybe Sonic Mania. I mean, I could really care less about that game because it's classic Sonic. Like, he fucking invades everything. Like, even Sonic Forces, he's fucking in there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll just leave it at Forces for now. Maybe I'll do Mania further down the line. Maybe not. We'll just have to wait and see. In terms of other Let's Plays, Crash Nitro Kart, I may be doing that. But that's just because I want to stick to the chronological order of Crash Bandicoot games. Twin Sandy will probably be the last one because I don't intend on Let's Playing Tag Team Racing. And I don't have Titans or Mind Over Mutant, and I don't plan on playing those games either. Because
I was going to.
The cutscenes, they're okay, and they're funny, especially Tiny and Titans. His laughably terrible character is super cringeworthy when you watch it, when you watch the cutscenes he's in.
I like his new voice. It's funny.
I'm gonna have to eat your face.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm not gonna do any of the GBA games either. I may do Crash Nitro Kart on the Game Boy Advance. Probably after I do the console version. More specifically, the Xbox version on my 360. And the same thing will be done with Crash to Insanity. Come to think of it, maybe I'll actually wait to see how Xbox OG backwards compatibility goes. Like, if all Xbox OG games will be backwards compatible with the Xbox One, then I may play Twin Sanity on that. But it probably won't make a difference anyways because Rooftop Rampage is a lagging motherfucker in the Xbox version because of all the shit going on in that level, so that's a problem. The PS2 version doesn't lag, and the Xbox version does. And I don't know if you experienced this on the OG Xbox, because I've played through Rooftop Rampage with my 360 component cables, and then I switched to composite to see if that made a difference, and it didn't. It still lagged. So I don't know. I mean, I've been able to beat Twin Sanity twice. Once on Oddboy's 360 and once on mine. He's the one who lent me Twin Sanity, actually, so thank you.
For his birthday.
Yes. So thank you.
Yeah.
There will definitely be a Let's Play for that.
I look forward to seeing it.
Yes. Crash Nitro Kart I probably will do. Crash Nitro Kart on GBA I'll probably do as well, because I did promise that. It will eventually come, don't worry.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think that'll be pretty much it for Crash Bandicoot, because I'm pretty sure I will have the Insane Trilogy done before I get to Twin Sanity. So, in terms of Crash Bandicoot, that will pretty much be it, except for like a few extra videos that I may do here and there of like CTR or Bash. Crash Bash tournaments, can you expect Season 7? Possibly. I don't know if I want to do Season 7 of Crash Bash tournaments. I mean, I want to get it so, like, it's both of us playing. So that way we're, like playing together. But, I need to buy new PS2 controllers, because 3 of them that I have suddenly broke. Especially my red one, because You know, those fucking idiots at the airport don't know how to handle fragile items. Ugh. So that one's broke. The black one that I have, the R1 button got stuck. And my silver one that came with the console that I bought on Amazon, the left analog stick no longer works. So I'm down to the blue one that has half its casing. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get new controllers eventually. So that way Oddboy and I can play. And I still have the GameStop multi-tap, which was probably the best thing that ever happened for GameStop, because that's compatible with PS1 games when I play them on the PS2. So that's always a plus. Thank you, GameStop, for that. So if you're getting a multi-tap to play CTR or Bash or any other PS1 game on the PS2, then definitely get the one for GameStop, because it supports both generations on the PS2, and you can use it on the PS1 as well, because I've done that too, and it has worked. So yep, definitely be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
And I guess that's pretty much it for me. You got any closing remarks before we close the stream?
Only the fact that I'm also planning to do Portal and Portal 2.
Oh,
Portal Mal,
yes.
maybe. I was going to originally start a Portal thing for this thing, but something went wrong, I guess. Apparently I had a little bit of a derp moment, and I turned off the microphone, and I apparently accidentally didn't record the sound and stuff like that, so you couldn't hear me even though I was talking in the background while I was playing, a Portal chamber that was made by other people. So, but that will come. But however, I decided that I'm not going to do anything new for a while, because, like I said, the Christmas project and with all the editing I have to do with that alone is going to be a big video, coming out bigger than this one. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Can't top this one,
Oh no, definitely not.
And hopefully not gonna,
I know.
But anyways, I guess I could call this my hour-long special, right?
Almost
2 hour, right? Yeah, exactly. Damn, sorry,
Hey, sometimes it doesn't hurt to make one of these videos.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a stream like this earlier today, so always wanna do this to let people know on what's going on with our channels.
Yeah, but like I said, I was going to announce that I was going to get a phone, but however, we've found out a plan that would probably work better. So we're going to hold off until the end of August to get my phone and to get my new phone. And new phone means more storage, and more storage means more room for videos and stuff like that. More videos means happy days for me, because that means I have more ideas to share with you, my fellow Glitchlings.
Yes.
And what with Adventures with Oddboy returning,
Yes.
that one will kick off. I don't know when. I guess we actually have a family plan this summer that we were going to go somewhere. So I thought if I do get the phone, that will be my first Adventures with Oddboy. Was that I'd take you guys with me to I guess where you could say that where I thought I was born, I guess, where it all began.
Oh, you're going to Georgia?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So we're going to...
So yeah, there's another fun fact you didn't know about Oddboy. He was born in Georgia. Came here.
No, actually,
No?
I figured out a long time ago, I used to think I was born in Georgia, but I was
that's
really
right.
born in Lockport.
Yes. He was born here and went to Georgia,
Yes.
then came back.
But for the longest time, since I was a kid, nobody told me that I was born in Lockport, so I always assumed I was born in Georgia. So I basically lied to a whole bunch of people when I was a kid.
Yeah, I know, right?
And I was born in Lockport.
Can you imagine that? It's like 6 years you go through, like, telling people something that you didn't even know.
Yeah.
And then you just turn around and go, oh, by the way, the thing I said for the last 6 years wasn't true.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I was just assuming because nobody told me anything. So
on top of all that, I was a kid, so you know.
Yeah, that exactly.
Yeah, and this is a special place for me because this is where I used to live before I moved here, in this house specifically. And well, that was back when I was sharing a room with my brother, and back when I didn't have this wonderful setup that I have now. Yeah. Back when I was in Georgia, I used to play in a big dirt pile and stuff like that. You know, that was my fun until video games came in my life.
We all got down and dirty when we were kids in the backyard.
Yes, we did.
How many of you ate dirt as kids?
I still do.
Wait, what?
The funny thing is that Mom assumes that I do, but I always play in the dirt because I always like to. I don't know why. I just like nature.
I mean, it's nice to like draw things and whatever.
Stuff like that. I used to like digging and stuff like that.
That's always fun.
I always come back with like dirt on my face for some reason. They always assume that I ate dirt. I was like, no, I didn't. It just I guess like some dirt got my hands and I guess I was like accidentally rubbing dirt on my face. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I get that from like playing basketball. Like the dirt that is bouncing onto the ball and ends up on my hands, and then like I rub like this and it looks like I got dirt in my face.
Yeah. Well, anyways, that was the adventures with Odd Boy that I want to do. Nasty mixtures in real life is what I wanted to do for a long time, actually.
Oh, yes.
Ever since my, apparently, shall I say, successful channel back when it had 14 subscribers. That's why I should not make a big deal of me having 10 right now, so... but, back when I was doing this, I had like a little app game. I still do, actually.
Yes.
I still do. It's
called Mixture.
It's called Mixture. I used to call it like Nasty Mixtures though, because I was trying to make the guy puke basically, and the few times we couldn't really get him to puke. However, some days I did manage to get him to puke. I actually nowadays got him to puke twice now, so perfect. I made the perfect recipe, so I thought, hey, I'm nasty. I can do this shit. So I thought, hey, why not bring this to reality? So I thought one time I'd probably, get a cup, random cup, just put it like right there, and I would want like the people commenting down below to see what I would like to what should I mix together around the house. However, that actually now saying that out loud probably wouldn't work because they don't know my house. What do I have? So anyways, basically Nasty Mixers is I'll just mix a bunch of crap together. I'm gonna drink it. First, my star of the show, shall I say his name, Anthony, was supposed to be the star of that, but however,
he's the kid who snorted water in that snorting water video that you may or may not have seen.
And probably now I am not going to see.
He also did the Pingus dance, if anybody remembers that.
Everybody remembers calling him a faggot,
Yes.
Yeah. We certainly had comments back then. Oh, those were biting comments.
Back when you were down there and not up here.
Yeah. Yeah. That was back when I had my big brother's, old room, and now I'm up here with this big fancy get-up, and I like it. Sooner or later, down the road, I might actually move out and move into a house too. So that's also a thing that I wouldn't want to share with you. This guy, I have to thank him really, because I would have never thought to do a room tour video. So I'm gonna put him in the end screen when I do make that video because the credit has to go to him. You know, he came up with this, not me. You know, I'm just using his idea basically. You know, so you know.
Did you happen to get a name for who suggested this to you?
No, but he is somewhere though. He's the guy that he likes my what was it called again? Kingdom Hearts playthroughs. He likes those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so basically, when it comes to that, yeah, he. Okay, we're gonna go do a. Yeah, there he is. There he is. There we go.
Huge improvement in game quality plus commentary. Volume. Oh, when you showed off.
Yeah.
When you showed off the Nintendo Switch, and that's when.
Yeah, that's when he said he likes.
Dude, your room looks awesome. You need to do a room tour or whatever.
And he told me to do a room tour or a gaming setup.
Yes. I think what he doesn't know, actually, is that I already did that. Remember, like, a really long time ago when you first got the room? I was like, do you remember this room? And then I went upstairs and I was like, well, guess what? We got a new room to do our shenanigans in.
Well, I guess we could say we could do like a room tour update. I guess we could say because back then I barely had anything here.
Yeah, exactly. Because when you do a room tour, it's not official. You know, you always make changes to your room.
Yeah.
Like when I first showed my room, I had a bed. I no longer have that bed. I have this comfortable thing in my room.
Oh yes.
It's a Mainstays memory foam futon for those who want to look it up and get eventually in their household. They got them at Walmart. You can get them there. Did you get yours at Walmart?
Yes.
So did I. It was a Christmas gift, actually. So, yay.
So yeah, I mean, with the second channel, I feel that there's more ideas that I have for the second channel than I do my first channel. However, I will admit, don't worry, there's a lot of games that I'm going to play.
Yeah.
In fact, I have like stockpiles of them, you know. And if I get the Elgato Game Capture, I can actually play Hello Neighbor because I pre-ordered Hello Neighbor. Because I wanted it so bad, you know. I wanted to be one of the cool guys, and I wanted to play it. And it didn't look that bad. It's like one of the horror games I've always wanted to play, but never got to play it. No.
Well, we're kind of running low on time here.
Yes, we are.
So
yeah. And anyways, just a little reminder. I will be doing Bendy and Ink Machine Chapter 3 as soon as it comes out. Or as soon as I can get hold of it, of course, because, Steam and whatnot, so... Alright, well, we reached the end of this, finally.
I know.
This dragged on for way too longer than I thought,
Hey,
okay.
It was a Let's Talk kind of live stream, so we really didn't know when there was going to be an end. But here it is.
I was kind of thinking that this was actually going to be a Glitchling report, but this kind of turned it into...
I know, right?
I even named it the Glitchling
Talk.
But we should might as well just call it that now.
Yeah. We could make this into a series. Just not as long.
Just hopefully not as long.
Yeah,
this time,
The Glitchling Podcast. There you go. There's a good title right there. A very amateur podcast, yes, but...
Yeah.
Hey, we got a top quality microphone now. Which is the same as mine. It's Blue Snowball.
Blue Snowball.
You guys probably can't see it, but there it is. I don't know. Is the red light reflecting on us?
I don't know. Maybe.
Have to see that. Have to see if it is. Because that red light is really bright.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah.
So, anyways, that's basically what my intentions are. There's going to be basically Sonic All-Star Racing that I'm going to do, Transform Racing.
Oh, you're doing that?
Yeah, I'll be doing that soon.
Oh, nice.
So there will be more racing games to replace the Cartoon Network Racing, basically.
I played Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking loved it.
And just to forewarn you guys, just so you know, so you're not surprised, I'm gonna be Beat, of course, because he's my favorite character. You can't go wrong with Beat. From Jet Set Radio.
Yeah.
You gotta love that guy.
You gotta love Sonic, too. His name's in the title.
Yeah.
There have been other Sega Superstars games that were called Sega Superstars. But ever since Tennis, Sonic's been kind of the star of those games because he's Sega's mascot, basically.
Yeah.
And that eventually led them to calling the racing game Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. And then you got Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed.
Yes.
Featuring Wreck-It Ralph and Danica Patrick.
But in the Steam version has Heavy Weapons guy.
Oh.
Not kidding. I mean it.
Wow.
On Steam. He's a Heavy Weapons guy.
So that'll be another character for you to play as.
Yes. And I'm looking forward to it.
Tails, Knuckles, and Shadow are there as well. I think Eggman comes back as well. Yeah, he does. He comes back in All-Stars Transformed.
And
Basically what it is you go kart racing, and then you go plane racing, and then you go boat racing. All in one race. So it's kind of like Diddy Kong Racing, except, you're changing vehicles on the fly and not,
and
during certain races.
And as for everything else, just to really wrap up this, I was thinking of FNAF, but then I thought about everybody's done this to death already. It's done.
Exactly.
Everyone, and even if I do it, no one's gonna watch anymore. So actually, not that anybody watches me to begin with, but I'm basically just a waste of a life here. Anyways, I think we might as well wrap up before we ramble on for too long.
Which we already have.
Yes. Yes, as
Alright.
we can clearly see that. Alright, so, by the powers of both of us, we want you to...
Wait. You gotta do the rest of the outro. Remember? If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do.
Yes.
And if you already are, ring that bell.
Ring the bell so you can stay subscribed.
Exactly. And you can get notified for when we upload our videos on this channel and our separate channels.
Yes, up to date.
We have an Xbox Live Club under the same name, open to anybody. Open for anyone to join, I should say, excuse me. So all are welcome.
Yep.
We only have 2 rules. Number 1, don't be a douche.
Don't be a dick. Don't be a jerk. Doesn't matter. Just don't be it, period.
Yes, exactly. And rule number 2, now we can do it.
Now we...
Stay glitchy, everyone!
Alright, now we gotta turn this off. How do we turn off the stream?
Alright, now what do I click?
Alright. So now, let's see, over here, I'm gonna have to click something. Okay, where are you? Where's the off button on you? Okay, okay.
File, maybe?
File,
Nope.
delete something like that.
Sources?
How about
Tools, maybe?
tool? Alright, yeah,
Where's the
sorry. Guys, sorry.
Yeah, where's the button?
That's what I don't know. I never actually figured this stuff out.
Oh boy. Wait, let me see it. Let's see here. Oh, what's going on? Nothing.
Okay. We finally have one viewer. And he's hearing us fucking up.
Oh, we do.
Yeah. Sorry. We'll, we're trying to end this, but we don't, yeah. Oh, shit, I dropped the fidget spinner. Outputs maybe?